council meeting as far as what decibel levels are and what they actually sound like. And I think we're doing a disservice to some of these businesses if we're not aware as a committee what these sounds actually sound like. So my apologies in advance to anyone who thought we may have not done our due diligence. But I ask that we have a presentation on that. So please go ahead.
I can't bring up my slides.
You can't bring up your slides? Okay.
The bottom line of it is Ashley's here from our health department, and they are the enforcer of the noise ordinance. And I've done a little due diligence in reviewing what other communities are doing with noise ordinances, and I think there was some discussion following the last common council meeting about 60 decibels. What does that mean? And me talking right now, if you have the meters, is pretty much at 60 decibels. And there are some other communities that have different decibel limits, and we're going to probably give you a good example of what these decibel readings are, and we have music here to show you, at a distance what it does to the decibel limit. Bob can talk about how they enforce it, and it's usually, I believe, from the property line, and for if there's amplified music. I think the discussion was, I think we went to 65 or 60 decibels. Some communities and commercial districts are at 70. This is where this particular business is located. Is technically a commercial district, and it's actually an industrial zone property. Yes, there's residential adjoining it. That's one thing with the mix of having a commercial district, but we just, I think, wanted to have a conversation. Because following the last common council meeting, as a team in our department, we actually downloaded an app on our phones, and we're doing decibel readings at different things in our office, and we're surprised, like the copier was almost at that limit. Just the background noise of a street exceeds the decibel limit. And I think all the person Grisham share a list with me, and I had it in my slides, but I can't get the one job for some reason. So you can go over that.
So I can write it.
No, go for it. No.
I can provide a bit of an overview. So the way that our ordinance is currently worded is that for a property such as the one that we're discussing here today, it would be at 60 decibels at 150 feet from the property line. So not from where the music is occurring, but from that property line, and 150 feet. And if we're talking about, like for example, Oak, the zona lofts are within that 150 feet of the side of the property there. We're talking about the different decibel levels. What's considered to be a safe, does not have any risk of damaging hearing, is 60 decibels and under. So a normal conversation, how I'm speaking right now, that's about 60 decibels. So when we're saying 60 decibels, it's 150 feet from that property line. So if you're like right there listening to the music, it's much higher than that. And then, that's where you're getting into that potentially, could damage your hearing if you're at a rock concert essentially. But 150 feet from the property line. If we go to 70 decibels, that's generally considered like a dishwasher or a washing machine, that level of sound. It can often be said that it's like mildly annoying to hear in the background, but not causing any damage or too much of an issue in terms of being a distraction. General city traffic, when you're sitting inside of a car, the traffic around you, and if you're in a silent car, is about 80 to 85 decibels is what that reading's at. And it does vary. Even when we do these noise assessments, we're out on a city street, we do an average of how much noise, ambient noise we're getting from what we're trying to measure, because you're getting the city streets, you're getting people, dogs barking, and that causes different spikes well above the 60 decibel average that we're going for here. But I brought my lovely decibel reader, as well as my measuring tape and a little wireless speaker. I'm happy to do a demonstration on kind of what the different amounts sound. I would recommend that we do that outside to get the full understanding of what it would actually sound like, because we're measuring for these considerations in an outdoor environment. And I can show you what it would sound like at 60. For my wireless speaker, because I don't travel with my own surround sound system, I can get up to about 75 decibels. Anything above that, you'll have to use your imagination, or we can reschedule for a concert.
Okay. Sam Hunt's coming.
This is the the discussion you wanted to have tonight.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. And one of the factors is a point that was mentioned was this was music for outdoor activities such as a volleyball match. And you have 12 people on a court and another 12 people. That's 24 people out there with music, and everybody's cheering and yelling and cheering everybody else on. I wanted to know personally, how does that impact versus, because it really was about music. It wasn't about whether they can play volleyball or not. It was about, can we have music? And my personal opinion, learning about the decibels, is 24 people plus guests out there cheering and ranting would be louder than what maybe the 60 decibel music would be. Understanding it's just really a conversation in my voice right now. So I appreciate you guys coming in. And if we want
I
to,
think the discussion was last time of going to maybe 75 decibels.
yeah.
Was it to 11 or to 10? I can't remember. But,
The request was until 11, but it was not approved at 11. So
Right.
this was really just a decibel presentation, and I
Right.
think anything going forward for OPE after this, we'll have to
Or
take a
other
look at,
places.
or any other place. I mean, this was specific to OPE, but it's the same thing. I mean, we made decisions when Paulie's wanted to have, outdoor bands. And I'd like to know, well, what is the difference between that sound of amplified music versus, okay, we've got Reunion, other places that play volleyball. I mean, this is what we want for the city. We want you to be active. We want you to be out. We want to support business. And we don't want to come in looking like, oh, well, we're Mayberry and you can't play music. So that's the only way I can put it.
Speaking of music, do you want to do the outside demo then?
Yeah, I'd love a demo. Is everybody okay with taking this outside?
Madam Chair, are we coming back in here for discussion of this?
Yes. All right. So our breakout to listen to the music.
Vince got confident.
Can we all go in the middle of the parking lot, yell, got it?
I could just turn my stereo on the truck.
Yeah.
You have the ones in the
We
back?
took a little effort for this presentation.
Truck stock are unbelievable.
You know,
I mean, I didn't do any special sound system. It's just what came in the truck. I don't even know why I'm going outside. I know all this stuff because I've been involved in this.
That was something.